When I was young, my grandfather told me a story about how my grandmother and him stumbled upon an abandoned cabin while hiking in the Colorado Rockies. He said that they each wondered why the person who had made the cabin originally would want to build it up that high, until they took a full look around them and they saw snow-capped peaks displayed in front of them with all their glory. He then showed me this photograph. It's been a few years since my grandfather, the last of my grandparents, passed away. Recently, I have been looking for old photos of him as a cathartic way to grieve. For about a month, I was obsessed with finding the photograph of this story. I scoured old photo albums at my mother's home to no avail. Then, life distracted me, and I almost put this quest all the way to the back of my mind. Then, a few months later, my mother found the photograph kept in a box with other photographs still in the frames. Other than an immense feeling of gratitude once I got the message, I felt a sudden desire to find the location for the story of the photograph. Or, geolocated it, as some people say. Let's start with what I did know. I knew it was in the Colorado Rockies, and that it was not a place that I had hiked, so I quickly eliminated the trails that I did hike. There was another thing that helped narrow the search for the cabin, and it was the background. The photo was taken rather high up because the snow-capped peaks in the background were almost at level with them. So the trail they were on was probably on a high ridge. The next step was using Google and the All Trails website. So I Googled abandoned cabins with my search criteria and found a candidate on the first page of Google Images. The picture's description led me to a search for that trail on the All Trails website. On the webpage for that specific trail, I found pictures of that cabin from various hikers at different angles. Some photographs had glimpses of the mountains in the background at a similar height compared to the horizon of the original photo. I felt that I was close, but I needed to confirm it. I found where the trail at the cabin was on the All Trails map. So I looked specifically for where the cabin was along that ridge. And the trail is in fact along a ridge and near timberline-ish. So for those who don't know, timberline is where trees stop growing on mountains. And it's not a science to an exact millimeter. There's a lot of factors that go into play. It's typically a range of elevation where the trees stop growing. It can vary peak to peak and region to region. But you could there's a range that you could look for. Then I looked at the mountains in the area for a similar shape of the one in the background. And I found Mount Helen to the north had a similar structure to the mountains in the background of the original photograph. And the pictures I looked up of the mountain confirmed it. Closing this case felt almost as great as having my grandparents to the forefront of my mind again, without me welling up with tears. This won't be the last time I try to geolocate old family photos, and I hope you try the same. This is the Lifelong Learner. Thank you for watching.